Okay, what's going on, guys? This is Everhard here, and welcome to Katawa Shoujo. I've heard a lot about this game. Well, visual novel, but if you call it a game, it's basically a game. I've heard about it before. I've seen a little bit of gameplay of it. Never really cared to actually try it, but now I am. So, let's ready to let's get moving here. Full screen mode, screen read text. I could just click disable adult content, but I actually want to see it for myself, and I probably won't feel like replaying it, so I might just censor the video. Yeah, I'll probably just censor it if any of it comes up, unless it's like some real underlevel shit. And even if I probably won't be able to get it like in this video anyway, so I still have time to change it. But anyway, let's go. Start. Like, I'm going into this game like completely having no idea what it's about. Like, let's see. Light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. This is a popular treat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy far outside of teachers and fellow students. But now, late winter, it feels like I'm standing on a pile of kindling, whatever that is. I brave into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Hisao. Is that Hisao? Yes. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock p.m. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book when I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan now. Letter in the locker, but at least this shows a bit of initiative. I'm gonna get in my reading voice now. As I pondered the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickened. The snowflakes falling silently from the light-painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time is slow to a crawl. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hisa, you came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more as an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic. Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle, even if I tried. What the fuck? Just ripped my heart. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. However the fuck you pronounce that. Iwanako flinches ever so slightly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine as she lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. My throat is tight. That's what she said. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see, I wanted to know. If you go out with me. I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point. Hisao? I reach up and try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Yeah, what the fuck is happening? Is he having a heart attack? Like, it's getting Serious? He said, oh. My whole body freezes, saving my eyes, but shoot open in terror. Is he having a heart attack? I think he's having a heart attack. Yeah, he had a heart attack, I think. Yeah, he had a heart attack. The beating him, my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. Hey, you know, maybe Light wrote his name in the Death Note. Man just had a heart attack out of nowhere. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me. All these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Interesting. It's a confession and he faints. Damn. Oh shit. This is gonna be one of those real... Is this gonna be one of those games that makes me feel? Because I didn't play this coming here to feel. I wanted like a cool comedy story or something. Hopefully that still sticks. I'm like, am I gonna be feeling right now? I can't deal with the feels, man. This music though. I'm like, skip this. Oh, Mike and L. I've actually seen some Mike and L's work, so he's actually pretty good at what he does. I didn't know he worked on this. It's pretty cool. So, faded clock in the background. He's in the hospital, laying down now. Let's see. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. In that whole time, I could probably count the times I've left this hospital unsupervised with one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia? Strange word. Foreign alien. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. It's a rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. I can see why. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the little gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards with flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors, and by the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. And after 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly changed its appearance over time. thinking it as some kind of an omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why. I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism from my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a little bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I love the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the world outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mass I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. It's supposed to be some kind of special occasion. It's not a party. There's this ritual that head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for it. "Hello, Hisao. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile back a little back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We all have your medication sorted. We have all your medication sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription." And the doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me for the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together like in a sea of letters. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, contradictions, and dosages are listed, line after line with cold precision. I tried to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it, and attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day? Yeah, I'm afraid that this is what the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see their list fade over the years. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down. The way he says it tells me knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows is ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? What do you mean? Am I... It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to, though. But your brother and I really aren't able to homeschool. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you like it. Looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to the heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamn opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I wanted to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around to learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. This is some deep shit, guys. This is some deep stuff. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily let out something now. Something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't say anything. The fact is, I know it's futile. It's getting even more serious because the music went out, guys. This is some deep shit. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospitals, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this. But the thought of going to the disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. A slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something, even if it is a special school. It's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. That would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. This got deep, like, really quick. Act 1, life expectancy. Okay? This is getting into some deep shit. This is going to be a feels. I know it. It's going to have all the feels. The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one used especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a hole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with a brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamaku Academy with this brisk pace. I'm alone, as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of ground a school would have. More like a park with a clean walkway going through past trees and the smell of flickering grass and all of the park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into my mind. It makes me shudder. They spell hygienic, or am I misremembering? No, I think I'm just tripping. I shake them off. Stay open-minded now. It's a new life. You have to take it as it comes. Exactly. That's what I tell myself. Two big buildings loom behind leafy canopies. Too big and too many for just a school. Everything seems off. It's different from what I thought I knew about schools. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head it doesn't feel like it. I wonder if the feeling is real or is caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. Makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of having this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. The trees hum with the wind and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. Makes me think about hospitals again, how they say that the operating rooms are painted green because green is a common color. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all this greenery? Dot dot dot. Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building, I surprised myself. I realized I'm about to gate bobbing. It was the last chance I had to turn back, even if I had no life I could return to. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous, and with this realization sitting in my head, I opened the front door. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the lobby, so it's only logical. You must be Nikki? Nikai, or however you pronounce that. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom science teacher. My name is Mutao, or Muto, whatever. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and he looks at his watch. The head nurse asks for a brief check-in visit, but there's no time for that now. Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. I should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable in a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Should I say why? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. I mean, isn't that normal? Of course. But not everyone likes to be the center of attention. I'm probably one of those people, but I guess I should be the first one to give a first impression of myself. Right? It's no problem. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest and it keeps me thinking of my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for class 330. Until opens the door and enters. A painter right there though. Good morning everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step. I know that. But there isn't any point as to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high and there's lots of space left over around in between the desks. The entire wall taken up by blackboards and the high old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The students' desks are just standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and wooden chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I start walking in front of the classroom and face the other students. They all look normal, like students in any other school. But then, why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's just not immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb of her right hand. That's a little jarring. It's a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking to you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice the flush of dark hair and I see someone is looking at me. A girl with... Look at that dude in the background. The fuck? I notice the flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. There's another girl that seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language. She peers at me over the rim of her glasses and goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is the cheery-looking girl with pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. He claps his hands, and so does everyone else, except one girl in the first row who had only one hand. I cringed a little, but hide by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. A collective silence tells me that I should open my mouth now. So, I'm Hisao Nakai. And after that, my hobbies are reading and soccer. I hope to get along well with everyone, even though I'm a new student. And after that, I'm being so boring. This is exactly like every self-introduction ever. Just say something more exciting. end up saying nothing, and the teacher picks up on that. Everyone seems to be satisfied even with what little I said, though. A few girls are whispering to each other, throwing glances at me. It could have gone worse. ... Listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along with while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first worker claps on his right with one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Hakamichi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else will be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignment and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Hakamichi is. Slow. The teacher seems to catch my expression. Oh, right. Hakamichi is right there. Shizune Hakamichi. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? Nice to meet you. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Hakamichi. I'm Micha. This is Hakamichi. Si-chan. Good English. I see the girl next to her. The one I saw saying was a sign language. Looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once in Australian, so that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short-lit, puffy, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses beneath the tip of the dainty nose. Her blue eyes seem to alternate every 3 seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. ... She immediately looks at Misha, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hand. Hakamichi nods and makes a few gestures with her hand. It's not to wonder if the teacher was messing with the same thing like you'll be able to talk to people who expect we better explain things to you. I can see you're a little confused, right? Right? But I understand why you would think I'm Shi-chan. Shi-chan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. He says it's nice to meet you too. You're a new student, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't be standing up here for no reason, right? Right? Yes, we get it. Right. Over-enthusiastic ass girl. He seems like a very nice person, doesn't he? We knew I was going to be a new student, but we didn't know that you would be here today. So soon, He-chan. Right? How many times are you going to say right at the end of every sentence? Yep, it fits, doesn't it? If she says right one more time, I'm going to smack her. Did I say it out loud? It's just a surprise. I never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. It fits. You look just like I imagined. Yeah, it looks just like a He-chan. Everyone seems to think so. She taps her fingers with this escape his attention. They just are back and forth. Hands are blurry. She seems a bit overwhelmed. Sorry about that. She wants you to know that she's a class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, feel free to ask her. Do you like the school so far? We can show you a little around if you have time to walk around and familiarize yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the last word, making it stick out in your otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, it just kind of came straight to class. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Anyways, always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store, really, Shi-chan? This girl just seems annoying. She seems annoying, but she doesn't try to be. I don't know about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that. I just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to go along with it half-assedly, but anyway. I don't say anything. Misha signs something that comes in the short. What's that? I feel like something over my seat. Both of them are smiling, shrinking, and respecting me. Look down. Okay. afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things by asking. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it right here. I'm running like 30 minutes right now, and I don't want to keep running it. I was gonna end it at 20 minutes, but yeah, I'm liking this so far. Some of you might not like it, and you might, because it's a very dialogue-heavy story. So I'm gonna try to, increase the length of these episodes so we can get more of the story done. Because I don't want to keep making short ones. Seems like this might be a long game. May continue it, maybe not, but we'll see. But yeah, for now, be sure to like and subscribe for more content. And this is Everhart signing off. Peace, guys.